Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language and non-verbal communication. Nice and simple, we teach how to learn to read the minds of others purely through observing their body language. What I'd like you to do is click like, click subscribe, and leave a comment in due time if you find anything of interest. And without further ado, let's get straight to it. So, this is going to be a discussion on what may be quite complex to explain verbally. So I've put a picture up, alright? So the picture you see ahead of you is an individual who is seated, yet has one leg raised and one down. Okay, so if he was sat next to an individual, this could mean a different message depending on where the other individual was sat, okay? The legs can be crossed in this position, or they can be open, such as they are in what you see before you, right? So, you'll see this very regular with individuals whom are seated together. So if you went to a party or a gathering of sorts, or just generally like people sitting on a bench or so on and so forth, you're going to see this behaviour. So I'll let you have a think of what you think it would mean if the individual was sat on the side where the leg was lowered. If an individual was sat there, what would that imply? Well, it would imply that the person with the white shirt who you see in the photo is open to that individual, okay, as they're letting them in, and there's a way they're boxing off anyone externally so they can give that individual beside them their full attention, right? But if the individual was sat at the opposite side of this man, that would show that the man is being defensive and essentially putting a wall up between them both, that wall being the leg, alright? Covering up the torso with the leg, covering up the rest of the body with the leg, alright? So, the only way a man could involve himself in a conversation who was sitting at the opposite part of this defence is to come around and create a triangle, sit in front of them both, okay? It's like if the individual was stood. So we've spoken about body angling and how people can be cut out of conversations if two people out of three are completely focused and concentrated, facing direct, where the other person is trying to find a means of squeezing in. It's such a like that, it's a means of blocking out or bringing in, alright? So I've been in situations where I've been in a room seated with individuals, yeah? And I've looked over to converse with somebody, and in reaction, one of their legs has crossed the other, creating this barrier. Alright, highlighting the side of them, which isn't me, and blocking me out as a result of that. This is something you'll see quite regularly. You'll see it in your communications and your interactions, and it might not necessarily mean, a blocking out of you, so to speak, but it might mean that the individual is being defensive, or like the closing of the arms or the concealing of the body. It's a closed body language if you're on the wrong side of it, whereas it's an open body language and it's a bringing in if it's the opposite side. So just a brief little lesson, nothing too long, just something to observe and pay attention to when you see it about. I hope this has been a benefit. If so, click like, click subscribe. I'm signing out. Goodbye.